Can Kendall Milton have the kind of year that a lot of people have been expecting him to have? Can Kendall Milton have the year that can get him straight to the NFL after one really good season of college football? This is something that has been talked about a lot here and a lot of other places. I saw where this week, uh, Kendall was named by some outlet or another that he's a guy that could be a breakout star in 2022. We've been talking about Kendall a lot, and you know he has everything you need, everything you want in a running back who can dominate a game, and that he is motivated to get the job done. And it's not necessarily about professional football, although he will be a professional football player. Really, this is about living up to the potential that he's got coming into a critical season where he is going to be needed by his team. Um, when you watched Kendall in high school, you could see the explosion, the ability to run away from people, even though he was a big person. And we've not seen that yet at college. Well, we've seen it. We've not seen it for a 10 game, 12 game, 15 game stretch. And this spring, he was talking to reporters about how frustrating it was, kind of to get injured, um, and the timing of the injuries. But when he talked with me um, for the magazine this past, I can't remember when we talked earlier in June. Um, he just basically said that him and Kenny McIntosh are going to do what they need to do to get the job done. Here's what he said in the magazine. He said, "Me and Kenny are pushing each other in the off season, working to better ourselves each day. We are grinding right now to have huge breakout season." Um, and he went on to say in the magazine, "I think coming to Georgia was a good call for me because of the things I wanted to get out of the university. I wanted to make connections and have opportunities. Everything I came here for has presented itself. I've been very happy with my choice. I've been happy with the brothers I've made." That's in the magazine, and we actually have the magazine now, which is awesome. Very um, first look at some of the pages that Kindle is on, um, and sort of the unique design. And he talks a lot about practice in the article that we've got with him too. So just a reminder: if you get DAWGSTRUCTION, um, if you get this today, you get the magazine for free. If you just want the magazine, that's awesome. You can pick that up down below as well. And I can't easily flip the magazine, but there's a lot of in-depth stuff that you're just not going to get anywhere else in print form. So, um, it's something I take advantage of. You can pick it up downtown at Red Zone. That's the only place that it's in retail. So if you do not live in Athens, if you live in like Hayhira or Hiawassee or Hinesville, you need to go ahead and pick up the magazine by clicking down below. If you're in Athens, until they run out and they don't have a lot of copies, you can run down to Red Zone real quick and see Mindy and Scott, and they'll help you out. But for Kendall, um, again, I have heard so much from different coaches in the league, by the way, about his ability, and I don't want to say fear, but the acknowledgement of what he can do. Um, if you watched late in the Auburn game in um, 21, if you saw what he did at times against Tennessee in 2020, um, you you can know what's coming here if everything goes the right way. And we're talking about playing running back in the most physical college football conference in the country and being the primary guy in an offense that is going to feature running backs. Now look, well, here's another shot of Kendall, by the way, in the magazine. But this guy is going to have something to say too about where did he go? About he is the peanut butter to this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, You're not just going to have Kendall, you're going to have Kenny too. And the two of them and the other running backs really will blaze a path forward for this Georgia team that gives them the ability to grind it out on the ground. I can't recall a game a season ago where Georgia really couldn't run well. Um, Against Alabama in Atlanta, I think Bama played really well against Georgia, but Georgia still ran the ball effectively. In Indianapolis, now that was a tough one. Georgia had a hard time running in that game for sure. When James finally broke free for that 70-yard run, I thought it was gone. So in these games, you get a feel for the game on the ground for sure. Where I am on the on ground on the field. Excuse me. And it felt like Georgia. It was just a matter of time before they were going to hit something, and they finally did. And when James Cook broke through the Alabama, um, broke around the Alabama side of their defense, from that moment forward, so really from the Jalen Carter blocked field goal forward, you could feel that Georgia had total momentum in that game. The only time it went away was when Stetson fumbled the ball deep in Georgia's territory, and Alabama needed like 6 plays from the 15-yard line to score a touchdown. So um, that was about it. From the time Jalen blocked that kick, Georgia really could do what it wanted, running the ball, certainly throwing it, and they did. The bulk of the time, and by the way, Kendall Milton will mention as well, for those of you who forgot, the play he made against Kentucky, where there was a ball, it was another Stetson fumble, actually. I think his only other fumble of the year. And that was a weird play. And everybody, the whistle did not blow. We're on the field. Here comes Georgia knocking on the door. I think it was late in the second or kind of 20 minutes into the half, maybe 25 minutes into the half. And Stetson fumbled or something. Maybe somebody down below can recall exactly. But the whole stadium thought the play was over. That all the players just stood around, like that happens because you assume the play is over. The whistle had not been blown. Here comes Kendall Milton, immediately realizing that the play was not dead, did not hear a whistle. Smart, very smart. And he got on that ball and saved Georgia, I think, a field goal or a touchdown. If he doesn't make that play, that could be a real fight in the second half. It was plenty enough of a fight. Whenever you play in Kentucky, that's plenty enough of a fight to begin with. But him making that heads up play, he has flashed with intelligence on that play, with straight up physical ability at other times. Everybody just wants to see Kendall put it together completely during a season, and I think he can. I don't think there's any, to me, much question about that. Um, the question is, how will Georgia take what he's got, what Kenny's got, what this running back room has got? Edwards is not a slouch. Edwards is going to be getting carries, in the late first quarter, in the second quarter. I mean, he can play. We're going to see what happens with Robinson, but their best running back, all things considered, is Kendall. There's still going to be competition with Kenny to start. There's going to be competition with Kenny McIntosh to, for snaps. Kendall's not just going to walk out there and be the starter at Georgia, even though I'm talking about all the stuff that can happen. My direct, it's not exactly apples to apples here, but my comparison to what could be coming is the progression of Derrick Henry at Alabama. Yeah, that's lofty, but he definitely reminds me of Derrick. Not as big, but a lot of people in his time at Alabama, Derrick didn't just explode at Alabama when he was younger. It took him some time to get going, but in 15 he took off. Well, he eventually won the Heisman Trophy, but he took off in a way that was just, you know, insane. I mean, now this is Derek. He had a much better second year than Kendall did, but his first year at Alabama, he only had 382 yards. I mean, that's not a ton. The second year he had 1,000, and then the third he had 2,200. So I don't know. I definitely Kendall will not have 2,000 yards rushing, and that's going to be tough to imagine. But I don't think it's out of the question to imagine he has 1,400 yards in a season. I don't think that's out of the question. And that would be some serious production from a guy that Georgia really needs production from. No, he will not have the explosive career trajectory um, that Derek had, because Derek already had a wonderful second year that Kendall did not. But I don't think it's out of the question that we see Kendall Milton as one of the top people in college football. I'm not expecting him to win the Heisman either, but he has definitely got to watch. We've got the magazine; it's out. Make sure you're picking it up. The link is down below. DAWGSTRUCTION. You get the magazine for free. Take advantage now.